Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. So, interesting day today. Got this Jackson Hole symposium where Jerome Powell will be speaking about 30 minutes after NYC Open. So, yeah, we got Jay Powell a little bit later on this afternoon. We've got some news at 4, this consumer sentiment. Also got some FOMC speakers, one at 3 and one 10 minutes after NYC Open. No news at 2:30, so see what sets up. Overall, we are in a range between 1922 and 1913. Yesterday we had a look at the sales, but I was saying that I could see us just ranging basically yesterday. So that's exactly what happened. And today is going to be very interesting. So yesterday's candle was a very weak candle there on the daily time frame. We had come up into 1920, a key level I was looking at actually for those pullbacks for the overall bearish trend. So 1920 is quite a significant level for those potential sells. And I wanted to see if we would come into this area and see rejections, and fucking hell, there it is. Yeah, okay, so maybe we missed the entries there of 1920. It was at COMEX, but I started a couple minutes early because I saw we were coming into 1920. But anyway. This trade idea was discussed yesterday and then shared again on the Discord when I actually saw an entry. That's it. Something like that. So really what happened yesterday, in New York session, we had a bit of a sell-off here pre-New York Open also continued to push down. NYSE pushed back into these lows, didn't have the volume to break below. We were looking at filling this clean traffic, but overall he formed a support back in the range, moved back up to the highs, and then what I saw was as we were breaking back below 1920, you can see the setup there on the 15-minute. Bit of a break and retest on the 5. And overall, just keeping the stops above 1920. And then looking for us to pull this clean traffic down to 1903. And then, on the higher time frames here, when you do get a pullback in the overall trend, you find resistance. Then what happens is this essentially becomes a range, and you're looking to move from this resistance being formed back down to support. Now keep in mind that's like 300 pips. You're not always just going to catch amazing 300 pip trades. Oftentimes attempts at these trades will come back to break even and so forth. But the idea is there for those kind of swing trade ideas. We're back at that 1920, and if Jerome Powell is bringing the heat today and you're getting in entries for sales here of 1920, that is definitely something that we can look to hold back down to 1885, 1890, 1885, back to the lows. DXY formed some highs here, just giving a bit of a pullback. So, if you can find support here, if Jerome Powell can bring that strength to the dollar, should see something like that here. And then, gold, like I say, looking for those sells here of 1920. What's up, everybody? Look at this. A little bit of structure forming here on the 1 minute. So you got a strong rejection, a minor pullback. This is 1 minute, quite aggressive stuff. But if we're getting the rejections of 1920, it might come very quickly. So I'm actually looking to take a small position here. Let's just wait, maybe. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a second. So previous 5 minute left a little bit of a bottom wick. If we fill that wick, that's showing you got a lot of momentum. Yeah, I'm gonna take these sells here, so I'll explain shortly, but I am going to go lower risk. So Friday, we are actually still in a range here. Okay, I'm not in yet. So I haven't got in just yet. If we break this low, I'll get in. Stops will be above 1920 here. About 25 to 27 pips. We could even come back up to 1920 and get like a double top there on the 1 minute. Get an even better entry. So not in just yet. If we do break this support here on the 1 minute, I'll be in. Otherwise, gonna wait and see if we get retest of 1920. Bias is bullish. Can you explain the sells? So the idea behind the sells is just your higher time frame trend. let's discuss that shortly. Just give me a second here. Yeah, it's the last minute of the 30-minute candle as well. Yeah, okay, this is the new 30-minute candle opening up. So you might get a bit of a top wick, maybe a retest of 1920 again. Same story, if we just break these lows, I'll get involved here. It's a break of the previous 5-minute low. Okay. Alright, so I'm in here. I'll have my stop loss at 1920.8. Nice bearish candle there on the 15. Very strong rejection of 1920. So the lows of this range is 1913. So that's going to be a pretty good target there. So we could call this TP1. $19.10 definitely a level to look at, but overall I'm looking to come into 1903. So we'll call this TP2. And then your runner TP, you know, this is more like a swing trade idea. Looking to come down into 1890 or even 1885. So yesterday the sell ideas were discussed, and I know some guys in the chat also wanted those sells to correct that move up from Wednesday. This move right here. But if you look on a daily time frame, you know, it's not often that you're going to see a massive candle to the upside and then a massive candle back bearish, especially if there's no real fundamentals that day that could give you that volume. So that's why I said yesterday, I think we'll most probably just range. Now, your daily candle ended up closing a very weak bullish candle. You know, if we do end up breaking the daily highs of yesterday's candle, you could still look to move up to 1930. But I'm giving these sells a shot off 1920 because to me, I'm looking at the sells from this area based off of, you know, what I've analyzed for the week. Plus, we've still got a strong dollar. and we've got Jerome Powell speaking later on. Now, what I'm anticipating is that Jerome Powell has a bit more of a hawkish tone, which should bring strength to the dollar. And if we're getting that dollar strength, I mean, you can already see the XY has been very strong. So if Jerome Powell can come in and we get a support formed here, dollar will most probably continue back up to these highs. We can start to see that sell off from gold. 4 hours quite tough here, but you are in a range. So as we've come up into the top of that range, seen rejections off that key level, like I say, I'm going to give these sells a shot. After 4 years of experience, a lot of losses, finally I got 100% working trick in gold. Yeah, right. You're only fooling yourself, bro. Sooner or later you'll realize it's not 100%, and you'll probably have to learn the hard way. That's the only trade for the day. So I've gone half risk. So if we do get this move, I may add to this. But ideally, I'd only really like to be adding below 1913. Yeah, basically half. Losses happen in this game. It's normal. Yeah, I think that's the thing. I think people have a difficult time accepting losses. So, you so badly want this 100% win rate, 90% win rate, but it doesn't happen, or it's not sustainable. It's okay to take losses. You just have to learn to accept them and accept that it's part of the game. What's up, Ned? Welcome back. Why nobody trade NAS 100 live? Is it difficult? I don't know. I used to only trade NAS. I used to only trade NAS because I would get home from work at South African time, like 5 o'clock, and I was actually waking up for Asian session at a point. I don't know what I was trading when I was trading Asian session. Um, but I mean that wasn't worth losing sleep. And so I was studying different pairs and different indices, and I saw that NAS or US 30 as well, but NAS is what I focused on, was moving really nicely in the evening. So I just stuck to that one pair. Team, good luck, bro. I don't know what that means, but good luck. Like we're breaking the previous 15-minute low. Nico, check Discord. And Cookie if you're there. Asian is horrible. If you don't need to trade Asian, don't. Some people may have a circumstance where they need to, but I mean, here in SA, Asian session is like 2 a.m. It's really not worth losing sleep over. What's up, Corpse? I just want to put earphones in. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
How's it going?
No, lacking yourself.
Yo, bro, I'm still cooking on pre-workout. I won't lie.
Is it? Fuck. So you just got back from the gym now?
Yeah.
Are you using Hellfire, the stim one?
Nah, I bought a USN, I think it's got like a skull on it or something.
Yeah, it's
Kush.
that Kush, yeah.
Kush.
Seen it. Fuck. So scope, eh?
Yeah, I don't know. Today it did.
I'm back. Yeah, I'm sticking with that Hellfire for now. I still got a tub that Niku blessed me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Stocked up till the end of the year. Fuck.
How many scoops do you use? How's it?
2.
2.
Oh,
yeah, Corpse.
no?
Try 4.5. Tell me how you feel.
Nah, but I'm not gonna lie. I did 2.5 the one day and I was sitting there chatting to demons back. Fuck.
I think I would have a heart attack, eh?
Yeah, dude, it wasn't kosher.
No, I fucking almost did.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, yes, he's still got 100% win rate. His trick worked. Sick. Happened to have sent the message now only, though.
Oh, yeah, man.
100% win.
Cop killers play chess.
That's crazy. Well done, bro.
Yeah?
Let's play chess.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Oh, well?
No, I don't want to. I was just joking.
Oh.
Fuck, never mind.
Oh, you don't want to get wrecked, eh?
Nah, I'm pusscock.
Yeah, I was on chat, dude. Don't stress.
No, cut, eh? I can't. It's fun, though.
No, it is quite a lot.
Like, how to play it, and then you feel like demotivated because you lose all the time. So
Yeah, there's no point in even attempting
Like
it.
golf.
No, we started golf. The difference is we started golf same time, bro. You started chess way back. There's a difference. Exactly.
AK.
We must go to the range again.
Yeah, we must.
I feel like Tiger Woods there on the tee-off thing.
Well, ask Kopke boy, I'm Coach Nico there, bud. Tell him.
Yeah, dude, you actually taught me a thing or two. Quite lacquer once you actually know what you're doing.
PGA
Obviously,
coach.
Kopke.
Last 10 minutes of the 4 hour. Can we see the 4 hour flip?
Imagine. Wow.
All I know is that our candle looks pretty good.
Well, close below 1913. Ah,
Imagine.
fuck, bro.
16 marks for 16 pips. What's up, Matthew? Time in hands till Monday. I think so. Thinking to leave some nice runners here. For a young, what, 300 pip TP?
Mida.
Some guys prefer this sort of approach. 300 pip stop loss. 30 pip TP? No, that's too much. Too much.
Fuck's sakes. That's a big TP, bro. Bring that TP down a bit, dude.
Needs to be like 10
Yes.
pips, eh?
Like 10, 11 max. 11 max. That's pushing.
I think that's the runner TP. Main TP is
Fuck it.
only 6 pips.
6. Like 6, yeah. Wait, I'm not to confirm this trade we in. Wait. I'll tell you now if we're in the right trade. Let me just go find someone's stop loss quickly. Give me a second.
Oh shit.
There's an ad. So wait 2 seconds. Hi, bro. I can't see this, bro. I'm blind as fuck. Ha! Yo, we might be in the wrong trade, Connor.
What?
Man sold 2, bro.
Oh fuck.
No, but listen. And sniper entry.
Is it?
19.99, my friend.
Hey. Maybe he's looking at the same thing I am.
Yeah,
That's
but
worrying.
even bucket.
Oh,
Okay, so the big boys are there in the cells, boys. Let's push it now. Let's go down. We have Connor. We have, you know what? Then we have another one. Unless you go to Google image type, judge. Oh, God.
Jar Jar Binks. What? So far, so good. I mean, very nice rejection of 1920.
Wait, actually. Crazy.
Trade.
What the fuck, bro? I'll never understand this, like, dude. Man, break
What?
even already, but like the days, it's like a fucking 200 pop stop loss. Confuses me. Anyway,
W risk management.
what? Full margin, right? Okay, press sell again. I got you. Do we add here? Is it just potato? We add here.
Just add wherever you feel like, fuck.
Jar Jar Binks. Okay, got you, boss. Jar Jar.
Nico, you say you're gonna take a potato entry.
This is a potato entry away. What? Who looks like Jar Jar Binks, bro? Is that one that we're talking about? I need. Nice entry, brother. Do I add you, Connor?
No.
I'll wait for the 4 hour.
Oh, yeah. I think to add to this, I really want to see us get below 1913. I
Are
think
we
this
not
was
gonna
more.
only add?
Yeah?
So wait, no, I'm just confused. I thought So you would add now before the news. You're not going to wait for Paul to speak to decide if you're adding or not. If we
no.
get down there now, you'll.
Yeah, no, I just want to see us. I
Oh,
actually want to see
okay.
a nice push here, and then decent pullback, like some structure on the 5 minutes to work with.
Cool.
So yeah, I want to see new structure on the 5 minute to give me ideas for entries. So no biltongs with this, with adding. No breakouts with biltongs. I think when adding today for me is going to be that break and retest.
Okay.
You know, if we inverse this, so what happened here, if let's say you took bars off of the rejections here, so we're basically taking sells now off of a rejection. So this is the idea. Taking the bars off of the rejection, you get a nice push. So this is the push we want to see now to the downside. Nice clean push. And then when you get this sort of pullback here, nice proper clean structure. You can see this volume there. Support formed on the 5 minute. You know, that's where I can start adding. So yeah, yesterday those moves up to 1920 were pretty clean, but I think there we would have had to be a bit more aggressive after NYC, after you form this support.
Oh.
Idea was there, but
Shit. Oh,
4 hour close is, you know, we are probably going to close bullish here. It's not ideal, but as of now, you've got a very strong rejection here of 1920. You know, worst case scenario, we fill this wick on the new 4 hour, where you could still see rejections from 1920. So, you know, if price goes against you, manage, and then if you come back into 1920, you can get an even better entry.
my God.
Beetroot entries.
Beetroot entry. We came up with that.
Ned. So you got a weak bullish candle there on the 15 minute, but your 30 minute was nice and bearish, nice rejections there. So if we break the low of this 15 minute candle, that's like a fake support and this becomes a biltong, and then you could possibly get a push. But there's the support zone here. It's a bit of an issue. $30-minute looks clean. Hour also very nice close.
Top wick. You've got a top wick there, huh?
Yeah.
I don't know about one.
How I'm imagining the daily plays out is that this 1920 is the top wick, and then we correct that impulsive move back down to 1903. We end the week with a nice strong bearish candle. And you know, the idea of that Friday reversal is here as well, where gold you'll often see, you know, especially when we're moving down, you'll see that the Friday will pull back often, a lot of the time. So on this move down, you can see these bullish candles were all Fridays. Friday. Even this one here, Friday. So now we've been pushing up the whole week, coming to a very significant level. It's a Friday, formed a bit of resistance here. We got Jerome Powell speaking later. I mean, if we get below 1913, I would anticipate us to come into 1905, 1903. I'm gonna come back now. Not looking to manage too aggressively here. Worst case scenario is, I mean, obviously it stops. But worst case scenario here, we start moving back up to 1920. So that previous 15 was a weak bullish candle. I'd like to see this 15 being bearish. If this candle now closes bullish, you know, we're kind of confirming this is a support, and we can see that move back up to 1920. But you could still get rejections and see the sells play out. But if we're closing bullish on this 15, you know, maybe we can manage that. And then look to re-enter if we get those rejections of 1920. But with the risk to reward, considering it's more of a swing trade idea, I've gone half risk. I'm not going to manage too aggressively. Stops are not even that bad. 30 pips with half risk, it's like 15 pips. So give me 2 minutes, I'll be back now.
Oh, well.
So that's what we really wanted to see on the 15, is breaking the previous 15-minute low. Coming into the support now. Let's see if we have enough volume to slice through this area, close below on the 15.
My patience has been tested today.
Why you say that?
No, I didn't get in on the position that you guys got in because of the whole you guys going half risk.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, you know my story. So I'm sitting it out, but obviously this looks like nice to get in on. But with that rejection, I'm like, fuck, let me rather just wait until I get a closure below 1913.
Yeah.
Because, you know,
No,
Friday,
well, I mean, your safer trades are going to be out of this range.
Yeah.
Definitely. That's why I say, to add to this, I really want to see us break below. Get a nice retest here of 1913.
Yeah. I've been trying to stick with like a closure below, like now say it's 1913, like 15-minute closure, then just the retest on the 5, and then
Yeah.
get in.
No, that's solid.
That's been pretty solid. Yeah.
I'm glad we came back into 1920 though, because I shared this trade idea. I discussed this yesterday on the stream, but I shared this to the Discord last night. Woke up, it was in a bit of profit, 50 pips, but it's obviously come back to entry, so at least we can give it a shot here on the stream.
I didn't even see that on Discord, so you got into a position, eh?
Yeah.
No. You didn't close out anything. Oh.
So this is what I mean by waiting for structure on the 5. Here you can see that we had a support form, a little bit of a pullback, resistance formed, and now looking to continue down. A little bit of a messy area for entries. If I hadn't got in where I did based off of those rejections and I was waiting for a 5-minute structure, this might be the place to get in. But yeah, like I say, safer entries are going to be below 1913. So no need to rush here. We got 20 minutes until NYC as well. What is TRY? USD TRY. If we can, let's say this 5-minute closes below 1915, it'll be the 15-minute close as well. You know, at that point, then there's a 90% probability we come into 1913. We've come into this level once, twice. You know, I'm assuming that we'll most probably break through that area if we're coming to revisit it. All trades you take place. What? All trades you take place on YouTube. I mean that trade I took last night, no, but I sent it to the Discord. But lately, I mean, I don't even touch London, so yeah, pretty much. You know, when I started streaming New York, I did want to focus more on NYC, but I thought I would start it a little bit sooner. You know, at Comex, because sometimes you're getting decent moves before the new 4-hour, before NYC. So I thought to be here before then. But you know, I'm seeing a lot of moves later in the session. Like yesterday, these bars all played out when I left the stream basically. And this was like an hour after NYC. So you're getting moves a little bit later in the session. And I really like that movement. I like this. I like where there's volume. You get a clear push in one direction. You get a pullback on the 5. Nice support formed and continue. So next week I might sit around for a little bit longer. You know, if I've only taken one trade or no trades, you know, I'll probably sit here until like 4:45, 5 o'clock. And then, yeah, most probably all of my trades will be on the stream if I do that. Because there have been some days where I leave the stream and I actually take a trade afterwards because you're still moving so nicely.
Yeah, I mean, yesterday you gave that idea for the sells off 1920, and I mean, as soon as you ended the stream, that it touched there, pushed away.
Yeah, I mean, this was a slower move, but these kind of moves happen pretty often later in New York session, where you'll come up into a key level and then you'll just slowly move down, even through Asian session. So, I found later in the session, if you are coming into a key level, seeing rejections, those are often trades you can hold quite nicely, and that's why I sent that idea yesterday. You'll see from 1985 as well, you'll notice that when we came into this level on this particular day, so 1985 was these lows, very significant level. We came into this level, around 5 o'clock. And if you were just going based off of rejections off of this area, anticipating you didn't have enough volume to break below, taking the bars off of the key level, stop loss below for like 20 to 30 pips, and you just left it overnight, perfect. So that's a pretty good example of what I'm talking about. Same story here the other day, actually. Also very late in the session, came into 1890. And I mean, just, you can leave that overnight. Just runs. Doesn't look back. Let's see, we're pushing nicely here. We're at 1915. Considering we are coming into 1915, being a key level, you can see it to the left, these reactions. And the fact that my entry is actually above this 5-minute structure here, I may as well go break even now. About 25, 26 pips. Let's see if this candle breaks its own low, breaks below 1915. Don't want to close out just yet. I've used half risk here, so I'm not in a rush to
Basically,
close, but yeah, risk-free.
risk-free Friday.
Risk-free Friday.
Drop a like for that W.
I like the sound of that. Risk-free Friday.
Risk-free Friday. Plain sailing into the weekend now.
So when are you thinking to close on, seeing that we went in lower risk?
See us push to 1913, but like I say, I don't want to be greedy here either. Let's see the 1 minute. Fuck, support you. Come on, gold. Don't be like that.
Okay, I'm gonna carry on playing Clash of Clans.
Like easy money, boys.
Just break that previous 5-minute low. Come to 1913. It is. Push. No. Nico, not serious. Your mark very low. Could be me, bro.
What do you mean, bro? I'm focused.
Andy is
On
that
Clash
better?
of Clans.
Focus on the wrong thing. Okay, so that looks like we still hovering above 1915, but the 1 minute structure is there. This was a little bit of a support, then this bearish candle now engulfed that little support, kind of. So I'm only monitoring on the 1 minute now because I want to be quick in this area. If we're rejecting 1915, I'll close some out and just be happy with that for my Friday. But I'm quite confident that if we can hold below 1915, you'll see 1913 quite easily. And I've gone half risk here, so like I said, I'm not in a rush to close out partials. But I've already gone break even, so it's not a bad idea to take some profit off the table. But I'm rather just going to do that when price tells me. Okay, yeah, here comes the push to 1913. Should be
Breaking that
safe at
low
this
nicely.
point. Yeah, so right now you don't really want to see us coming back to this 5 minute high. Do you prefer taking partials or trailing stop? I prefer taking partials. I've never been a huge fan of trailing stops. Since, more scalping, day trading. I don't know, I feel that I suffocate my positions if I trail stops, which is not a bad thing. I think you just have to find balance. And for me, I found that balance in taking partials rather than trading my stop. There will be instances where I do trail a stop, but very, very rarely. You'll see today we might get a nice opportunity to do that trading stop story. So on this position, let's say now we get breaks below 1913, get a nice break and retest here, perfect structure on a 5 minute. That's where I would like to actually add to this position, possibly taking more sells right here. And then wherever your stop is on this position, I can move my stop for this entry to that level as well in profit. So if price were to go against me, I'm securing full on this, and this will just get taken out. $3 billion pesos profit. We've closed below 1915, but the issue is we've also got only 5 minutes until NYSE. I would think if you close below 1915, NYSE might give you that push at least to these lows. But worst case scenario, NYSE wants to give you a pullback. So let's just monitor here on the lower time frames. Just be very careful at this point. I'm gonna get ready to secure just in case.
There's also an orange folder at 20 to 4.
Speaker.
Yeah. Parker
Yeah.
speaks. So then 4 o'clock's that red folder.
I was looking at headlines yesterday. Okay, look. I may look to close out some here. So I was looking at some headlines yesterday, or they were just coming through like notifications from Twitter, and there was one Fed speaker saying they don't think there'll be any more rate hikes necessary for the end of the year, and then the very next tweet was another Fed speaker saying that they see more rate hikes by the end of the year. It's like, fuck, Oaks, make up your mind.
Make up your mind. Yeah, fuck.
No wonder we're fucking raging.
You reckon Uncle Jay has praised Forex, huh? He knows exactly what he's gonna fucking say.
Yeah, I'm sure he would get in big trouble. Although, you know what, there's so many politicians who do trade.
Everything's so crooked nowadays. I'm sure you could get away with it.
There's actually
Then again, they have like FBI on his back door.
There's actually a service, I think it's called Quiver Quant. No, that's not Quiver Quant. I think it's called Politician Tracker. But there's some service that you can pay for and you actually see like the US politicians' trades. I don't know if you've ever heard of Nancy Pelosi there. Yeah. It says Nancy Pelosi.
Hectic.
Because they obviously have all this inside information, so you know they can make.
Bro, they have to be
calls on the
making.
stock market.
Bro, best believe I'd be trading if I was a speaker. They have to be doing something, surely.
And I mean, there's too much power clearly because they don't get in trouble for that.
Bro, it's the least of their worries. I mean, these other oaks are doing fucking hectic shit, you know what I mean?
Oh, 40 seconds until NYC. Do we risk it for the biscuit here? Leave the full position.
Full margin, boys.
Just the way we're looking, holding below 1915, the structure on the 1 minute. You had a little pullback here, resistance formed, starting to push. I think that NYC, there we go, you're already pushing. NYC should just give you a push straight to 1913, where then you have to be very quick. If that's where you want to secure some, be quick. Because NYC can bring you into that level, reject, and then we go all the way back to 1920. You know, so if you want to secure there, be quick with it.
I'll secure it on this Friday. I'm not gonna play around. I'll just take some. It's Good Friday. Yeah, it's been a while since we've had a Good Friday con, so
Yeah, I'm gonna close 50% here.
Take bars off 1913.
Yeah. Great.
Catch it all the way up.
If we do break below 1913, or more specifically yesterday's lows, which I think is 1912, 1911. You know, that idea to fill the clean traffic to the left is looking really good. All the way down to 1903. So I've closed out 50% here.
I'll close at 75. But that's what my rules say, that's what. So Well, my rules are 80%, but I don't feel like doing the math. So I was like, fuck that.
Fuck nuts.
Fuck.
Quick math.
What-
35.
Fine.
Yeah, about 38 pips there.
Smashed.
W,
Get
boys.
Yeah,
We
I'm
got a
gonna close out a
fat
bit
W.
more since I used half first. I mean, if we get the breaks below 1913, like I say, I might add to it. Close out a bit
Let
more
the
here.
YouTube get
And then I'm pretty happy
W.
with that for Friday.
W. W. W.
Yes.
Oh, your fucking shit's gonna freeze, bro. Yo,
Stream's gonna crash.
just watch. Just watch, dude. Just watch. They're coming through.
Yeah, it's just a fat line of W's.
Icon.
Hmm?
That's Biogen. Are they fun?
Biogen, isn't that this Kim's brand? I think, yeah, they'll probably be fine. For,
Yeah.
For whey protein.
No, for the omega 3s.
Oh, yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah, cool. I
Yeah,
see. I don't know if
definitely.
you saw, but they have a special on at the moment. So on the omega
Biogen.
3s.
I actually need
Yeah.
to get more.
So
Sure,
yeah.
yeah.
So I'll send you the. I'll send you the link as well now.
Yeah, it's a tricky area here. Tricky zone. Yeah, so that was basically this 4 hour support you tapped into. We broke the previous 4 hour low. But yeah, I mean, the fact that we're still in this range is messy. So I'm happy that I've secured some here. And then, you know, when price is in a range, don't look too deeply into like the smallest price action, the smallest movements, because you're going to have some sporadic movement in that range. I mentioned at the very beginning of today's stream, the safest trades are going to be above 1922 or below 1930. Took these ideas with rejections of 1920. You know, we discussed those ideas yesterday. I sent those ideas to the Discord as well. So like I say, it's kind of nice to see it set up again so we could give it a shot here on the stream. And, you know, we've had this move back down to the bottom of the range. But the fact is he's still in the range. NYSE tends to also pull back to key levels or psychological levels. You know, first 5 minutes of NYC closed bullish, but still respecting 1915. You've got a bit of a rejection there from 1915. You may even find that this little move up was the pullback for NYC. And if this next 5 closes bearish with volume, we get that break of the support at 1913. And we can begin to fill this clean traffic to the left. But yeah, I don't want to be aggressive with taking entries now based off the fact that we are not below 1913. If I hadn't already taken a trade here where I was pretty happy, I may have actually given this idea a shot. If this 5 minute close is bearish with NYSE volume, you know, stops above 1915 key level, and just YOLOing, hoping we break the lows here. But I would rather wait for the break and retest below 1913. Cheers, Mr. Wayne. Thanks, bro. Have a good weekend.
Cheers, Wayne.
This was also quite a significant level through London session, this 1915, which we've tapped into there with NYC. That's very possible that that could be a pullback for NYC. And like I said, if you're getting bearish 5-minute candles with NYC volume, you may begin to push, but it's also, you may not see the volume at NYC because of course markets could be waiting to hear from Jerome Powell, plus this news at 4. Yeah. I think you're just calling it a day. I don't think unless it's really clean, I think I'm going to be happy with this for today, to be honest. So there's that support formed on DXY. Discussed that earlier on as well. Nice retest of these previous highs. Makes sense just based on the structure to come back up into these highs here. So just looking at the technicals, which could completely be invalidated by some of the information coming out, but I think that this I think what Jerome Powell will have to say will most probably feed into dollar strength. But just going based off of this, it looks like we'll probably have a strong dollar through the rest of the session, and very well could end up breaking below 1913. So yesterday's low was 1911.85. If you have enough volume and you're breaking that low, you may even just impulse. You may not get the retest. So that's also why you may want to look at an idea like this. Now we've closed bearish there on the 5. Nice break and retest of 1915. It actually does look very clean. It's just so tough here with 1913 so close.
Hey.
Yeah, fucking choked in the water, bro. It went down the wrong path. Yeah, I hate that, dude.
Sorry, I'm laughing at someone in chat.
Nah, don't mind.
I'm off to the titty bar after this, Matthew says. Enjoy, bro.
Jesus. Don't lie, you lost in Clash of Clans. This is thanks for reminding me. Yeah, I forgot I'm playing Clash of Clans. Goodness.
Good Friday.
Happy with the Friday, Con?
Yeah. So yeah, that would be like that idea right there. The NYSE trade. But it's like I say, it's too close to the support for me right now. being a Friday, I'd rather leave it alone. And I mean, if you do look at this, just keep in mind, you don't want to see price break above 1915. So stops above the previous, above this high right here would probably be safest, but you could have it even 5 pips above that key level. Leaves you with a very nice tight stop. And I mean, if you're looking to come down to 1913, that's like 1 to 6 risk to reward. Secure along the way, but overall, not bad. I'll leave that in as a paper trade. But I'm not in that, so
Risk Free Friday.
Free Friday.
Risk Free Friday. Risk Free Friday is always the best, bro. Always the best. Anyway, Connor, you're gonna wait for the news for Powell.
Yeah, I may as well wait that 15-20 minutes. See what happens here. I mean, I've got quite a small position on now. But I do want to see if we break below 1913. Obviously. I think I'll just set a TP at 1903. Because I went half risk here, I'm not really gonna promise.
Hey.
1903. Boys, that's quite a big TP here. 150 pips. That'd be a nice Friday.
Smaller than some stop losses, so fucking take it.
Rather be 150 pips profit than drawdown, right? Matthew. This guy. Yeah. If anyone did take this idea, this 5-minute now is closing bearish, so it's not looking bad. But just be very careful. We're still above this level, and you've only got 15 minutes here until the news. 15 minutes just closed there. I would probably, but I don't think that's worth it. I don't think that's worth the risk, to be honest. Although if you want to risk it for the biscuit, I mean 10-15 pip stop, not the end of the world.
If it plays out, you have a nice moist biscuit back.
A moist biscuit, eh?
Yes, yes.
Yes. Yeah, you're not gonna have the volume now before the news. So, yeah, that news is gonna be telling. You know, he's hovering around the lows of this range. So you're either gonna have the volume to break below. You'll get breaks of these daily lows as well, and you'll most probably begin to fill this range. If that news is good enough for the dollar, you know, expect some heavy downside moves. But if it's not, probably just going to be stuck in this range. You'll respect the support and continue on up. But yeah, I mean, Jerome Powell, that's going to hold a lot of weight. So anything could still happen. But I'm expecting more bearish moves on gold from Jerome. Just going based off of what happened at the last Jackson Hole Symposium as well. And if you trade US equities, NAS, or US 30, just be very careful with this Jackson Hole Symposium. Because I mean, if you go back to last year's event, you'll see that US 30 sold it quite hard. Okay, that's not gonna load.
Sorry.
And then I mean, US 30 looks like you may even be priming to drop with this news. Especially from a technical standpoint, you know, extremely bearish trend, bearish structure. We ranged here for a little bit, had a breakout late last night, and then now we are retesting the support. So if Jerome is more hawkish, if he mentions anything about no rate cuts next year, holding rates higher for longer, raising rates more than expected, anything hawkish, you know, expect to see something like this on US 30. But as we know with speeches, they can be a little bit all over the place, and then maybe you only get the cleaner moves later on, or even on Monday, you know. So no rush here. Like I said, I'm not looking to take anything else here today. I discussed possibly adding to this position, but I think I'd rather leave it, and then Monday we should get some nice movement. Money Monday. Yeah, that sounds good. You can see now the 5-minute is basically just consolidating between 1915 and 1913. UK bank holiday, that's fine. I'm sure US session on Monday, even if it's a UK bank holiday, the US session should be pretty good, considering we're coming off that Jackson Hole symposium. If that data is hard hitting enough to shift sentiment or give confirmations of sentiment, then Monday we could see continuations of whatever happens today. You don't really have too much going on Monday, so don't expect fireworks. You have some news on Tuesday, and then it's also the last couple of days of the month, so you want to be careful there. It's also an NFP week next week. Hey, chat. It's NFP next week, boys. I don't know if we've done an NFP on the YouTube as of late. I think it's only the 3rd week streaming, so no. Will be the first NFP year on the stream. Easy. Just from a technical standpoint of view, this is ugly. Very ugly. Because we are respecting this support. We would have wanted to maybe break below here, 1913. That news could literally just, we could be retesting this 16 level before the news, and then news would just drop. But I don't know how the numbers will come out. So I wouldn't want to predict anything. I've closed out the majority of my position here. I'm pretty happy for the day. But I'll stick around for
News could also
10. Yeah.
News could also just whipsaw, like just kick you out and then come back down.
Yeah, it could.
So
Yeah, I mean, if these numbers are maybe mixed, and then as soon as Jerome Powell starts speaking, like I say, with the speech, things can be a little bit all over the place, and then only later on, once he's done speaking, it starts to get cleaner moves. So yeah, that could be the case. Maybe you just get whipsaws, especially now that you're forming support here on the 30-minute before that news. Just still in this range. Time to put on the seatbelt. My seatbelt's off. I'm chilling now. I'm chilling. I don't mind hitting break even on this run now, because that's really all it is now. For me, I've got a very small position left here. What I've got left, I'm pretty much... I'll just give this idea here on the stream for a runner TP at 1890. Can you respect this 1916 This level from London session. I wonder if this Jackson Hole story will be on YouTube. Let's have a look. It's live on Wall Street Journal and Bloomberg Television. Nah, fuck Jerome Powell. I'm not gonna sit here and listen to this guy speak on a Friday. I got my money. I'm happy. I'll watch it back over the weekend so be prepared for Monday. Got news in 30 seconds. You got that consumer sentiment, inflation expectations, and Jerome should start speaking very shortly after that. There's news coming for the break even. Even if there wasn't news, it would be very tough with the way the 30-minute candle closed. You know, we've closed bullish at the lows of this range, forming support, so very tough. Wouldn't be surprised if we get stopped out here. Or is that an order block? Yeah, maybe it is an order block. Anyone trade SMC here in the chat? Isn't that an order block?
Press via the Kansas City Federal Bank, the Federal Reserve Bank. Of Kansas City. So I don't believe I am behind the balls. so to speak. This, I imagine, would pop up as soon as they have it, but I'm certainly looking for other.
This is the wrong thing. Ooh. Chad, there it goes. Yeah, that fucking goes.
Bro.
The thing is, are you gonna have the volume to break these flows, or is this just?
Thank you, Betsy, and good morning, everyone. At last year's Jackson Hole Symposium, I delivered a brief, direct message. My remarks this year will be a bit longer, but the message is the same. It is the Fed's job to bring inflation down to our 2% goal, and we will do so. We have tightened policy significantly over the past year. Although inflation has moved down from its peak, a welcome development, it remains too high. We are prepared to raise rates further if appropriate and intend to hold policy at a restrictive level until we are confident that inflation is moving sustainably down towards our
Laying down the
objective.
law.
Today, I will review our progress so far and discuss the outlook
Bye.
and the uncertainties we face as we pursue our dual mandate goals.
Hey, boys.
I will conclude with a summary of what this means for
Oh, that's
policy.
gonna be my day.
Given how far we have
Not
come,
bad, so
at
good.
upcoming meetings, we are in a position to proceed carefully as we assess the incoming data and the evolving
about 38
outlook
clips
and
there, guys.
risks. The ongoing episode of high inflation
Yeah.
initially emerged from a collision between
gonna
very
sit
strong
around, but I'm
demand
just throwing this
and pandemic-constrained supply. By the time the FOMC raised the policy
So, yeah, I mean, you're back in this range. Maybe you get breaks of 1922 and get moves up. But I mean, I would rather just wait for a clear, solid break out of this range. But it's late on a Friday. I wouldn't be surprised if you did see moves from the speech. But I think it's going to be best to come back on Monday and take advantage when we are fresh. Once we've got clear sentiment. For me, pretty happy with the Friday, so I'm not gonna play around with this. That's just a straight up range. So thanks everybody for joining. See you guys on Monday. Have a great weekend. Safe trading. Don't throw it away. It is a Friday. So whether you had a good week or a bad week, there's not too much you can do right now. Best thing to do is just accept that and don't be silly.